how US snipers, tankers, Navy sailors, and more are trained. This is Boot Camp by Insider Business. Let's get straight into it, guys. This is part 2. My name's Ryan. I'm a former commando from the United Kingdom. So please like, share, and subscribe before we get into it, and drop a comment below if you like the video. Let's do this.
Fieldcraft skills such as target detection are vital to their future careers as snipers.
Yeah, so we were just finishing out, weren't we, on the last episode on basically sniper school. And if you've missed that episode, troops, go watch it. It is fantastic.
If you see anything of note, you log it down in one form or another. As a sniper, you're always doing that throughout an entire mission. So ultimately, that is the most important job of a sniper. And it's the one that's ultimately most valuable to the commander, because now he's getting a better picture of the objective or the battlefield.
This is got to be the best job.
Training culminates with stalk events, where pairs of students must navigate through wooded terrain to observe their assigned target without being spotted by the instructors walking around them.
Which, guys, you know, if you haven't already noticed, guess what the instructors are? They're snipers, so their eyes are tuned and honed in to their skill and their craft, and they don't make it easy on them, okay? I've got friends who are snipers in the Royal Marines Commandos, and it's exceptionally difficult. People fail, and they want to try and catch you as well, so this is one of the hardest parts. Very, very exhilarating. I've done some of this type of stuff myself, stalking, and in a military sense and an infantry sense is really, really fun, but very, very difficult.
Or by those observing from afar with binoculars. Students perform 4 practical stalk training exercises before moving on to graded events. The class we observed was participating in their first practical exercise. They're given 10 minutes to prepare themselves and their equipment. The class covers themselves in natural vegetation that matches their surroundings, utilizing hair ties and 550 cord that they've glued to their ghillie suits.
Yeah, and under timed restrictions as well, which makes it even harder, puts the pressure on these guys, okay? Not always do you get to get behind enemy lines and have the wonderful beauty of time, all right? Sometimes it's of the essence, and you've got to really, really get moving, get going, get your shit together, and get to work, basically. So I'm guessing this would be under time constraints. I pass or fail.
In order to truly blend in with your environment, to get rid of the human signatures of the sides of the head, shoulders, the areas that are distinguishable, you have to tie in vegetation to your foreground, background, everything around you.
We just put like a real thick base layer on and took off towards the objective.
Once the event begins, students have 2 hours to reach an area from which they can observe their target, which in this case was a truck. And they must utilize the movement techniques they've been taught to stay out of sight.
Freeze, you two!
What do you think you look like right now? Walk me through the woods.
Stupid dude with
A dude in the ghillie.
So if a team is trying to rush up to the objective, like not moving tactically or in the movement techniques that they have been previously taught, we'll stop them, we'll take their roster numbers down, and they'll get docked 10 points. And they'll also get moved back 100 meters or a terrain feature away, whichever one is further, and have them restart after explaining what they did wrong.
This is the thing with accountability in the military, guys. You don't get away with stuff, okay? You might think that you can cheat the system, and you just can't, all right? All of the ways that you could think that you think, that's a good idea to try and do this, have already been thought of before. And guess what? The instructors have probably tried it themselves, and the instructors before them and before them. So it's pretty much foolproof, and the military has the freedom to just really be stringent with these things, okay? And you're not going to get around it. This is why I like military testing. This is why I like if you pass something, you are good enough. Don't mistake that. All right, if you pass something in the military, it means you're good enough to do it. Even if you slightly pass, a pass is a pass.
They can also get spotted by the observers watching from the back of the truck with 10-power binoculars, who then direct instructors walking in the woods to the student's location.
Yeah, Roger, it's probably this guy right here that I got my flag on. He was facing away from the truck, so it's probably his back that you saw. All right, so you guys tracking, right? Yo, so thick is good, right? Getting in that thick spot is good, but you're playing a dangerous game, right? Because you're mixing the potential of overhead movement. And look how close you guys are to the objective. You are way too close to be causing this much movement.
It was kind of a shock to everyone how easily they could spot us.
Once the students reach a spot in which they're able to view the truck, they set up their final firing position camouflaging themselves and their equipment to match their new surroundings. They must then observe and correctly record a scenario that takes place, which in this case included 2 instructors setting up and firing a mortar round.
And one thing that you've got to notice as well, guys, that the instructors are actually out as sentries to try and spot these guys. So it's not as if they can just move into position freely and try and observe and then, you know, maybe get caught. There's people out there, i.e. the instructors, actively trying to find these individuals. So if you do get in situ and able to accurately record what you see, then that means you've genuinely done really, really well, okay? And you've gotten in the place you need to be without being spotted by the instructors, who are trained snipers, professionals, elite.
They're annotating and formulating what they observed into what we call a salute report, as well as generating a call for fire request.
The students then have to accurately identify 2 letters held up by the observers on the back of the truck.
Letter is up. Letter is up, on time. Shooter, you got an ID?
Julia.
Time. What was it?
Julia.
Good ID. Good ID.
But in order to pass the exercise, the students must evade detection by the observers scanning for them, which can be easier said than done.
I forgot about this bit. So this is what makes it even more tough, is once you've done everything, then they will actually purposefully try and bring the instructors in and to see if they can accurately describe exactly where they think they are. Which, think about, you've got information from the instructor, and this is probably the most difficult bit. I would hate to fail at this point.
Got apex of the triangle on top of the spotter's head. You guys are standing in the open with the sun on your back, right? That naturally is going to cast shadow or catch glint off your optic. You were able to observe the scenario, and you both PID'd the letter. That's good. That's really good. That's what we want. But none of that matters if you guys are able to be seen.
By the end of the practical exercise we observed, none of the participating students received a passing grade.
Wow. I think a lot of them went in with maybe a little bit too much confidence, and they thought, well, it looks pretty thick, so I'm sure they won't see me. The problem is the instructors that work here currently, they have a lot of experience, both real world and here at the schoolhouse.
It's a challenge. It was pretty frustrating, but at the end of the day, like, I think that I'm more motivated now than before because I know that I need to improve on things. So I definitely have things I need to focus on to get better, but I'm excited to do the next rep.
This class will have 3 more practical stalk exercises before starting their graded events, of which they'll have 3 opportunities to pass. But according to the Army, the majority of students from this class did not pass their graded stalk events and were dropped from the course.
Wow, so it just goes to show, guys, that they not really want numbers to come through. If you're not good enough, you're not good enough. You're not going to make the grade. And that's what we need. We need to keep that in the military. You always hear about the older generation before say it's not quite as hard as what it used to be when I was in. We need to keep on hearing that. And we need the military to keep on looking back to our older generations and go, are we as good as them? If we're not, we need to actively try to become that. Keep our standards high. I feel as if in the Western world, our military standards are dropping. I don't know why, but it just is. It's hey guys, I guess I'll leave that open to you in the chat. Let's get some comments below to see what you think is going on now, military. Press the wrong button, sorry.
Sergeant Terry.
On average, just 47% of the 288 students who are accepted to the sniper course each year end up graduating. Those who are able to successfully complete the course will go on to teach the skills they've learned to the junior soldiers in their unit and could be deployed into combat as snipers immediately if necessary.
It's extremely rewarding to watch a soldier that has a small understanding of the weapon platform or the techniques to employ as a sniper. And once they graduate the course, their ability to perform as a sniper is outstanding.
I agree. And what a hell of a job to do in the military, eh? Especially in the American military. Okay, troops, so that was that. Let's see what the next episode's going to entail.
This is the MV-22 Osprey, flown by the United States Marine Corps.
Is it still operating now, though? I don't think it is it?
With a unit cost of about $84 million, it's the world's first production tilt-rotor aircraft, which means it takes off and lands vertically like a helicopter.
Awesome. Okay, troops. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that reaction next. We're going to start afresh, but that finished off the sniper school, which I thought was fantastic. I didn't know too much about how US do it, but the United States seem to conduct themselves very similar to how I've operated in the British military. Slight differences, obviously, in culture and stuff like that. But yeah, sniper school remains to be extremely hard over your side of the water. And it seems like it's one of the harder military courses in terms of the frontline infanteer and type things to pass, which is good. It needs to be. It's not easy to be a sniper. And I think computer games has made people believe otherwise. But that's that, guys. Short and sweet today. Well, I say short. It's 11 minutes still. Thanks for stopping by. Like, share, and subscribe. Drop your thoughts below. Look forward to the next reaction coming out very soon. Take it easy. Bye-bye.